Hello friends, Tel here, and today we're going to be taking a look at an amazing game, very near and dear to the heart, Overwatch. It's currently in closed beta. I'm sure everyone's heard about it. It's the latest game from Blizzard Entertainment. It's basically a FPS, but with team-based elements, classes, things of that nature. And I'm going to be making a series that basically goes into and gives you a quick and dirty guide to each of the characters and how they play, their skills, their abilities, strategies, things of that nature. Now, the nature of the game in Overwatch, the reason I'm not going to be playing an actual match is when you're playing a game, you want to switch your hero out from time to time. It's not static in that you choose one hero and you get stick to it the entire match. No, you can switch between a healer, a DPS, a tank. You can all be one hero. You can all be healers. You can all be tanks. Doesn't matter. You basically fit your strategy in the moment against your enemy team who also has that same versatility. And that's one of the brilliant things about this game. I feel that it's a disservice to sort of record a game. For example, today I'm going to be taking a look at Genji. I feel that playing a game as Genji and just not switching off of him would be a disservice not only to my teammates but also to you guys as viewers. That's not the way that the game should be played. So instead, I'm going to be taking a look at a system that they actually added called the practice range. It's very good. It lets you practice all your abilities with enemies that'll just stand there, enemies that will shoot you back. It gives you some terrain so you can use your mobility, things of that nature. So essentially, I'm going to be taking a look at Genji today, all his abilities, talking about him a little bit, giving you basically basics of how to, I said basically basics, of how to play him in a match. And I don't want to do it against real people because, again, the way the game is meant to be played is switching hero from time to time. Instead, I'm going to be taking a look at every single one of the heroes through a series that I'm going to be doing and using this practice range for it. So, enough about that. We're going to be taking a look at one of my favorite characters today, Genji. He is a robotic assassin. He is a nimble robot who can deflect enemy shots back at them and can unleash a Dragon Blade as his ultimate to do massive damage at close range. So I know that usually the ultimate is Q. I have rebound some of the abilities just because I use a Razor Naga. So you're going to see numbers here. It's not how, I don't actually press like the numbers on the keyboard. Don't pay attention to that. Key bindings are key bindings. It depends on your personal preference. But anyways, your ultimate is your Dragon Blade. He unsheathes a sword. He starts slashing. Instead of shooting with your shurikens that I'll talk about a little bit later, you're going to be basically left clicking and he does a sword slash. Now, about this ability, it's not something that you want to pop and just jump in and immediately go to town on people, because if you just walk up to them, they're just going to shoot you. Again, it's a sword. If you don't have your deflect on if your deflect isn't off cooldown, you're just going to get shot to death. And it's not like you have the most health in the world. So Dragon Blade is a very powerful ultimate when used at the right time. If you're behind the enemies, if you're catching a group of them unaware, you can just completely eradicate an enemy team. Then you have Deflect. It is your secondary ability. Basically, any sort of projectiles that are coming towards you. Notice projectiles. Projectiles will be deflected back at wherever you're aiming. You can actually get headshots from snipes out of this. If you see a Widowmaker lining up a shot and she's going for you, you pop it at the right time, you aim at their head, boom, headshot, they're dead. High skill cap, but very rewarding. But it is your only sort of defensive thing besides your natural just agility. Again, projectiles only. Winston's lasers, Symmetra's turrets lasers. Those are not projectiles. They're beams or they're beams of light and things of that nature. You cannot deflect that back at them. I don't know about Lucio. I've tried to deflect Lucio's abilities back at him, and I haven't actually, Overwatch is a very hectic game. I haven't actually been able to tell for sure if I can deflect Lucio's abilities. But again, it's very basic. If it's a projectile, which Lucio's is, it should be deflectable. On your shift ability, you have Swift Strike. It basically dashes you forward, does some damage, and the interesting thing is it resets the cooldown on eliminations. So, if you are able to get a bunch of kills, you can start really just going all over the place. His basic, I guess you could say weapon is Shuriken. Left click is just a burst of 3, very accurate Shuriken. And right click is a fan, sort of a nice cleave ability. And then your passive is your cyber agility. You can double jump and you can climb up walls just like Hanzo. He has a pretty standard amount of health, shields, and armor. But anyways, let's go ahead and get into how he actually plays. So again, he's very mobile character. As you can see here, he has double jump. He can climb up walls, and his shift ability is a dash. The dash does cover a large amount of distance. His melee ability is like a quick little stab with the dagger, and of course his shuriken, incredibly accurate. You'll notice that the shuriken are, oh god. Okay, so there's a good example of not only my stupidity, but his amazing mobility. As I'm talking, I'm not paying attention because I was talking about how there's no spread on his shots. So if you use your right click, it cleaves like that. Each of his shots takes 3 out of a potential 24 in his ammo, basically. But you can see there, I basically walked off the ledge, not paying attention, and through just shift, just his dash, I was able to get back up there and not die, which is always cool. So anyways, his abilities are very accurate. You have the fan in case people are moving around too much. You have that as a very accurate ability. And then, of course, as I said before, his Swift Strike is a damaging ability as well. Try to get some people. It's a friendly bot. Okay, so we're going to hit this. No, actually, we're going to hit this one. And now you see there 4 bars of health. Boom, slash. He's down to 2. And when we kill him, we get our shift back again. So we can just slash again. Now I'm going to be showing you his deflect. Projectiles. Boom, deflect, deflect, deflect. And generally, you'll kill someone. So I'm just going to show you that again as soon as it comes off cooldown. Boom, 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 boom. Deflects. For a couple of seconds, you have the deflection up. It doesn't last very long. You have to try to time it when you think people are going to be shooting you. You have to realize that when you use the ability, around your character is, especially if you're an enemy person, you're going to be seeing a bunch of red all over Genji. That means don't shoot him. He's deflecting everything. So that does leave you vulnerable. It's a lot of thinking involved. It's very reactive and kind of mind gamey. You want to try to get them to shoot at you, but don't make it so obvious that you're going to be using your ability, because then they just won't shoot you, and then you're out of defensives. You have to just get the hell out of there, which is something that needs to be said. Genji has unsurpassed mobility. He has an amazing amount of just get out of jail free cards. His shift is on a cooldown, but that shift can get you out of a tight spot. It can get you up really high. It can get you down low to someone. It double jump lets you go places. Just being able to wall climb gets you out of things. And if you do get kills, and when you're in the middle of group team fights, you're in the thick of it, you're getting some kills, you're getting your shift back very quickly, you can just be everywhere at once and eradicate an enemy team. So I'm going to go ahead and show you his ultimate now. Again, it is the Dragon Blade. Very cool animation. Nice big slash. It is a bit of an AoE thing if you have them all in front of you. It doesn't last too long. It does amazing amounts of damage. You can still use your abilities with it. I'll actually show you that right now. The one thing you cannot do is throw shuriken, which, I mean, makes sense. You just took out a Dragon Blade. Why would you want to shoot shuriken? We're going to go ahead and kill this. Get up here, kill that. Oh, messed that up. I messed that up again. This is great. I'm definitely recording all this. Come here. Again, you can notice just how accurate all the shurikens are. Let's deflect this back at him. There we go. We have our ultimate. Now, I'm going to wait for deflection to come back up. I just want to make a point of showing that you can, in fact, use your ultimate and then deflect. So, you still have deflect, and you can still Swift Strike. And when you kill someone, Swift Strike comes back up, Swift Strike comes back up, boom. So essentially the way you want to play Genji is he's not someone you want to just run right at the enemy with. He can harass, he can do a lot of long range damage because, again, this is incredibly precise. He's a nuisance, essentially, for the enemy team. He's someone that can do a lot of damage, someone that can deflect damage back at people. He can get around obstacles very easily. He can get to objectives easily. And the way you want to play him is harassing people, doing some damage, and when they're low, that's when you want to go in, shift, and just do your I forget what it's called. What is it called? Your Swift Strike. You want to Swift Strike them, get them down, throw some shuriken, maybe do some melee attacks, because again, you are at home in melee. If you're in there, you're doing little melee attacks, people have to aim, you could just keep meleeing, you get your Swift Strike back, you kill them, Dragon Blade, Swift Strike, Swift Strike. That's basically the way you want to play. He doesn't have a lot of life. It's easy to kill a Genji, and a bad Genji is kind of a big detriment. He's a really cool cyber ninja, and essentially that's the way you should play him. He get in, get out, harass, do your damage, kill people, get out of the way. But A good way to counter a Genji is just to pay attention to his model. If he has deflection up, don't attack him. If he's running around doing his little shuriken thing all over the place, just running around, remember that he has low health, so if you have any sort of ability to do area of effect damage, such as Pharaoh's rockets, turrets are really annoying for Genji because they just kind of auto aim. Even though he can deflect it, he can't deflect enough to kill the turret off its own shots. So a turret is a good way to stop a Genji. Although again, he does have the range that he can just throw a shuriken to kill it. But essentially, that's how you want to play Genji. Those are the basics of Genji. Again, he has his Swift Strike, his deflection, 24 ammo on his Shuriken, and his ultimate is the Dragon Blade along with his amazing amounts of mobility. This has been my quick guide for Genji in Overwatch. If there's any changes, I will go ahead and make another video, go ahead and update this. But thank you guys. I hope you have a wonderful day.